Hi everybody, I've just updated Rocky 4 into 4K. Already have it as part of this Rocky heavyweight collection. And I'm fascinated. I've been absolutely fascinated by the Rocky versus Drago Stallone director's cut. I'm going to ask the question, was this an ego trip from Stallone or a work of genius? Before we get to talking about Sly, we're going to talk about the actual physical release. Is it an upgrade on Rocky 4 on this? Well, yes it is. It absolutely is. Let's talk about the regular standard version. The Dolby Vision really makes out what was quite a washed out transfer, especially in the snow scenes in Russia. They always look like a grey sky, and I don't know, they always look, I'm a lover of film grain, but this just looked dirty. The transfer on this is much better. The Dolby Vision really makes everything pop out, and when Stallone's training the ice, then it goes back to Drago in the gym, so it goes from bright Siberian conditions to a gym, and a dark gym, and there's flashing lights and red tracksuits, and it's excellent. It really is superb. There's a nice amount of film grain on it, so they haven't scrubbed it to death. You know, there's a lot of film grain on this, and I like film grain. On this, it is pretty stable, and it's good to see. Let's now talk about the picture quality on Rocky versus Drago. This had the film grain scrubbed to an inch of its life. I usually hate DNR, digital noise reduction. I like to see films as originally planned. But this is a new film. Rocky vs. Drago, to me, is a brand new film. It doesn't look like a film of its time, a 40-year-old film. It looks like it was released yesterday. And the Dolby Vision on this is kind of, wow. Wow, it is fantastic. What is noticeable though, they've gone from like a 1:85 ratio to a widescreen ratio. And I'll tell you why this works. Look, Rocky 4 is a classic. I went to see it at the cinema, and the cinema, the old Unit 4 in Blackburn, just went mad. It was like a sporting, well, it was a sporting event. It was crazy, and one of the most memorable cinema experiences I've ever had. The new director's cut by Stallone isn't necessarily Rocky 4. It's a prequel to Creed 2, the excellent Creed 2. So, as we know in Creed 2, Adonis Creed fights the son of Ivan Drago, who Rocky fought in Rocky 4. The new Rocky vs. Drago really matches these films. If you're interested in how they made it, Stallone made a documentary called Still Punching, and it's actually an elongated version on Stallone's YouTube channel. And it was a real labour of love by Sly. Bit of a lockdown project, I think. So he goes into there's nobody about, and he goes into the editing suite with a face mask on, a COVID face mask. And you can tell how excited he is to make this. It's a labour of love, and he's really animated, throwing punches. He's redirecting the editing. That's worth a watch alone. The making of documentary. This is not an ego trip. The Rocky vs. Drago new director's cut is not an ego trip. It uses, they say, about 40 minutes worth of extra footage. And the original Rocky 4, 87 minutes. This is 94 minutes long. So it doesn't elongate the film very much. What it does, it completely reshapes the film. It gets rid of a load of the silly stuff. It gets rid of Paulie's damn robots, which does date the film. So this modernises the film somehow. A lot of people have criticised it for not having the original cinematic ratio, but a wider screen ratio. I think that actually helps because it has a very similar filmic look to Creed 2. The DNR scrubbing of this actually works to make it look like a modern movie. As for the content, it's slightly darker. Yes, it's got rid of some of the silly scenes in it. There's far more dialogue in this. There's wider shots. So the shot where it's Creed's funeral and they do the close-in on Creed's wife, this is a wide shot of his wife and his two sons. See what I'm getting at? The ending is far more sympathetic to Drago, and Rocky is far more sporting at the end. Yeah, still does the if I can change and you can change. The biggest change with this is how I think the Gorbachev character reacts to Rocky's speech. I'm not going to do a spoiler on this. You have to watch it yourself for this. But it sets up Creed 2. Sly, this is a work of genius from you, sir. You've got a film from 1985 and a film from 2018 and made them consecutive. Superb. This looks... I keep going on about the DNR, and I hate DNR scrubbing for 4K. But you've got the original Rocky IV movie on this, which the film grain has been maintained. It's been cleaned up, and the Dolby Vision helps. But the Rocky versus Drago looks like a brand new movie. Yes, some of the close-ups on Sly look a little bit over smooth. But when he climbs the mountain with the Dolby Vision, your eyes absolutely pop. It is superb. I cannot recommend, for Rocky IV fans, I cannot recommend Rocky versus Drago enough. The sound isn't a DTS HD Master Audio. On the original Rocky IV, for some reason on my Dolby Atmos system, it's very central channel heavy. So when he's doing the training, you can hear the training effects and the music's in the background. I must have fiddle around with the settings for this. Whereas the soundtrack is front and centre for Rocky versus Drago. The disappointing thing, it's not in Dolby Atmos like Creed 2. The boxing scenes in Creed 2, the Atmos makes you feel audibly like you're there. It fills the room, so when you walk into the arena, it fills the room. It's superb. So a bit of a disappointment. Whilst it's on Dolby Vision, it's not been remixed in Atmos. But Rocky IV fans, you will not be disappointed in this. It's it's still Rocky IV, but it tells it in a different way. And I think Sly just pulled a blinder here. I think this is a work of genius by that man to link these two films in such a subtle way. The original Rocky IV and Creed 2. I don't see the link apart from it's the son of Drago. But this and the way it ends, and it sets up Drago for the gap in Ivan Drago's life between Rocky V in 1985 and Creed 2 in 2018. It fits the gap perfectly. Brilliant. Well done, Sly. If you're a Rocky fan, highly recommended. If you're a general movie fan, the Dolby Vision on this is great. Really good value. I got this for less than £15, new and shrink wrap from eBay, from some shop on eBay. You get both versions. You get it on DVD. You just get Rocky IV though on DVD. The Rocky versus Drago is on 4K UHD only. Brilliant. Yes. Doesn't Dolby Vision make a difference in our cinematic lives? So, not an ego trip by Sly. it's a work of genius. So well done. Thanks for watching, and I hope you too enjoy both versions of Rocky IV just like I have.